You are listening to Larry Connors, USA.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
This is Larry Connors USA. Larry Connors USA.
I think he is used to getting things his way, and it's been almost an imperial governorship. But I got to tell you, the folks in this state and the political leadership don't believe him anymore. He doesn't have any credibility. So I think an impeachment proceeding will begin, and I think he will be impeached. And perhaps right before that, he'll decide to resign. That's probably the most likely outcome right now. But I got to tell you something. He should resign right now because he's holding up our effort to fight COVID. He's literally in the way of us saving lives right now.
There you have it. And he did it with a smile, I'm sure. That's New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio talking about the New York Governor Cuomo. Gotta go. Cuomo gotta go. March 15, 2021. President Biden still not really saying Cuomo's got to go. He's just kind of breaking from the party. Most Dems have said he's got to go. Biden and Harris following his lead, saying, well, let's see the full investigation. Let's wait and see the investigation. And Nancy Pelosi's kind of walking that same plank at this point. They just don't want to move forward on it. There's too much at stake. I mean, the capital, the cachet he has, the followers, they're not sure which side of the fence to come down on. Now, you know, if it were Trump or Donald Trump Jr. or, let me see, the guy they say could be the next Donald Trump, according to some at CNN, Tucker Carlson. If he were involved in something like this or accused of it, there would be no hesitation whatsoever. And keep in mind, Biden is in a very awkward position with these allegations against Cuomo. Inappropriate touching, getting in our space, remarks, innuendos, sniffing hair. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Cuomo didn't do that. No allegation of that. That's Joe Biden. All of those, including leaning over and sniffing my hair. That's what Biden has been accused of. Now, again, these are just allegations from these women. But in the midst of all this, keep in mind, the biggest issue that should draw attention, that should be grounds enough for Cuomo to go, not the allegations of sexual harassment, but the fact he was covering up nursing home numbers, altering them, changing them, giving directions that they should not be released as they were supposed to be. And there, on that point, Mayor Bill de Blasio says that itself, that's a cover-up. He can't stay around. By the way, speaking of that COVID relief package, of course, $2 trillion. I know they say $1.9 trillion. Come on. At that point, are you really going to argue and hassle over 0.1 more? But that COVID relief package, the question has been from the very beginning, could that lead to inflation? Have you looked at gas prices lately? I'm sure you have. And keep in mind, that's going to hurt some more than others. And while you're thinking about, well, what could be done to keep it in check, here comes a word from the White House. Biden planning the largest tax hike in decades to finance spending. The largest tax hike in decades to finance the spending. It had to be paid somewhere. You know that. And they're talking about, well, it may be a wealth tax. Treasury Secretary Yellen says, well, yeah, we might have some future taxes to help. We might? And you're the Treasury Secretary, you know darn well you're going to need taxes. And when they say wealth taxes, watch where they draw the line. They're going to get a lot of middle Americans caught in it. And what do you think China is thinking about how we're suffering right now? J. Michael Waller, security analyst for the Center for Security Policy, is going to talk to us about a former State Department COVID investigator who believes that COVID was a bioweapons research accident in China, and what would be their next steps for it. Plus how China is playing us and being successful in many ways right now. The honeypots, the Chinese spies coming in, getting romantically involved with U.S. politicians. Congressman Swalwell, California, who's still on the Intel Committee, appointed by Nancy Pelosi. We got a lot to cover over the next 2 hours. Let your friends and neighbors know we're on the air. And I appreciate you spreading the word because this program is blowing up in the numbers right now. And I appreciate it. Oh, and if you didn't watch the Grammys last night, I certainly understand why. But I'm going to talk about them. Stand by, lock and load, ready on the right.
You can email Larry at LarryConnersUSA@gmail.com. LarryConnersUSA@gmail.com.